Hello everybody, my name is Joshua and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we will discuss books both new and old. I will share with you pictures of my cats who make you wish they were your cats, and I will drink enough coffee for me and everybody watching. So, I'm here today with an April TBR. This will not be a full TBR because I find that I just hate having the whole month lined up like that. So instead, I'm just picking the first 5 books that I'll be getting to in the month. We'll go over those, and then at some point during my weekly wrap-ups for that month, when I'm through these, we will go over the next set of books that I'll read, so that come, 15, 16, 17 days in, I realize the books left on my TBR are not the books I want to read anymore. So for this short TBR, it's just those 5 books, and I did it basically where I picked one, Paige picked one, my sibling Shy picked one, Havoc picked one, and then Chaos picked one. I do have footage of about half of these, so we'll jump around in the video there. But I will start with one that I had previously already said I was going to read. So in March, towards the middle end there, I decided that I was going to read Desperation, followed by The Regulators. Obviously, I'm a little early right now filming this, so I should conceivably be done with Desperation and probably started on Regulators, which is, of course, Richard Bachman, which is Stephen King. So this is, 500 pages or so? And this is technically, it does not have to be read with Desperation, but it makes sense to read them at the same time because they are in somewhat adjacent universes, if you will. Of course, all of King's books have tie-ins with his other books, but these two in particular, they were made to be this way. There are crossover characters that directly coincide with the other, and there's a lot of good reason to read Desperation followed by Regulators. So again, it has been well over a decade since I've read this, and so I'm just going to jump into it. Next, I had Paige pick a book, so I'll show you that clip here.
Hello everybody. I thought I would give Josh a taste of his own medicine. If you missed it, he got to pick the majority of my March TBR. So I'm gonna pick one book for his April TBR. We'll make it easy on him, but I am gonna pick. Do you want it to be a surprise?
I mean,
he's just watching me film this clip.
I'm gonna see it anyway.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, even though I'm only picking one book, it is the first book in a series.
Oh, come on.
So that's how I'm gonna get you. I'm picking this.
Oh, sure, go for something I could bludgeon someone with, too.
Yep. It's a doozy. It's one that you got from Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
But it gives me Harry Potter vibes. Like Harry Potter fanfic, maybe? Probably not.
It's definitely not.
It's definitely not, but it gives me that feeling. So that's my pick. Have fun.
All right. And yes, because it was not enough for me to go from a 700-page King novel to a 500-page King novel, I will then be jumping into a 600-page fantasy titled Mother of Learning. This is book 1. I do have the other 3 books up here. This is a series that became very, very popular as a web novel, and the author decided to turn them into actual physical books. It's fantasy. It is magical progression, if you will, in the same sort of style, as Paige says, of Harry Potter, where they are starting out at the beginning and slowly working their way through the years. But with this, there is also a time warp sort of scenario. So this particular student, he has just started learning magic, just training, and then another student is murdered, and he wakes up, and it is again the beginning of that first month of training in magic, and he has a chance to do it all over again, try to prevent the murder while also actually taking seriously his studies. Maybe it takes off for me the way that it did for other people, and I fly through all of them. I wish there was more. I'm really hoping that's the case anyway, because these were not cheap books. And now, like I said, I did have my sibling Shy pick a book. Interestingly enough, they ended up picking one of the books from Space Wizard, who I talked about in my last video. Did not intentionally do so, just picked it based off of the cover and synopsis. So, for Shy's pick, I will be reading William C. Tracy's Fruits of the Gods. It says, taste the magic of the gods. Sisters Kasser and Belila, I don't know. Sisters Kasser and Belili uproot an ancient box in their owner's orchard and find a miracle inside, a fifth god fruit in a society that knows only four. It is punishable by death for non-nobles to eat god fruit, so the sisters hide the discovery and plot to escape servitude for good. With the power represented in the box, they could live as nobles themselves. But Kasser finds her new freedom more difficult than she imagined, and Belili has many secrets she strives to keep hidden. With the help of a people slowly losing their culture and technology to the powerful nobles, the sisters lead an infiltration of the highest level of noble society. While Kasser finds she cares for the captured leader of the people helping them, Belili comes to love her noble suitor's guard, a fierce woman with a similar past to her own. In the end, the fifth god fruit may bring harmony to the world, but the sisters' only hope of succeeding lies in deciphering ancient mythologies surrounding the gods' original plan for their people. So one thing about Space Wizard is that their books are generally very information and detail dense, if you will. They are not quick, fluffy, light reads, and it doesn't sound like this one is going to be either. But I did not realize until I put my bookshelves together just how much fantasy I have. So I am very happy to be moving through multiple fantasy books this month, actually. And I have such a backlog of Space Wizard books in particular that this is actually very helpful for me. Now, we did try to get Havoc on camera with his pick. It did not quite work out, but this was at least the aftermath. Alright, I was trying to get Havoc to pick a book.
You missed it. He rubbed his face right here. So I don't know if that means he picked this one,
or if he picked
or if it should be
Captives.
one of these. But just pick one of these three.
Okay, we're gonna go with Captives then.
Yay, Havoc picked.
Alright, he picked about the most satanic thing on my bookshelf. Yay. Paige, your foot is in the video.
I just moved it.
I know, I'm just telling you it's already in the video.
There's no free feet on this channel.
So yes, leave it to Havoc to pick a Sean Hudson book of all things. So this is Sean Hudson with Captives. So this is about these murders that start taking place that are basically carbon copies of these other murders that happened previously, of all these gentlemen who were already incarcerated for those murders. And this one particular detective realizes that, hey, we might not even just have one innocent guy in jail, we may have multiple innocent guys in jail. It might have all been this guy who is just clever enough to commit these murders and then manage to frame them on these other people and make it look like it's multiple killers. This inspector starts working with one of the prisoners who he is convinced is actually innocent. And in the meantime, he realizes that there's a high level of corruption going on in this maximum security prison as well. This is Sean Hudson, the man who wrote Slugs, amongst other things. So typically his books are very over the top and gratuitous, very gory. So we're just going to see how this goes. But I can say that I'm very excited because I've not read a Sean Hudson book in many years, and this one in particular I've never picked up. So, and then Chaos. Chaos is at the best of times difficult to get on camera if he does not want to be on camera. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. Instead, I tried to pick a book based off of him, his personality, what he would want. And funnily enough, I put the book on the ground in here, went to get my coffee, and when I came back, he had come in here and was walking around the shelves, walking around all the books on the floor, and came over to the book that I set down that was meant to be his, and was sniffing at it and inspecting it. So I take that as a sign of Chaos's approval. So for my Chaos pick of the month, I will read Catherine Applegate's Wish Tree. It says, trees can't tell jokes, but they can certainly tell stories. Red is an oak tree who is many rings old. Red is the neighborhood wish tree. People write their wishes on pieces of cloth and tie them to Red's branches. Along with a crow named Bongo and other animals who seek refuge in Red's hollow, this wish tree watches over the neighborhood. You might say Red has seen it all, until a new family moves in. Not everyone is welcoming, and Red's experience as a wish tree is more important than ever. Funny, deep, warm, and nuanced, this is Catherine Applegate at her very best. Writing from the heart and from a completely unexpected point of view. So, it does sound like a lovely book, and some of you might say, well, why is this a Chaos pick? Well, as you could probably tell from the horrid description just now, this book is banned. It's banned in Florida, it's soon to be banned in Virginia, and is actually making its way onto the national ban list. Why? Well, this is the actual stated reasoning behind the ban. Because in Wish Tree, Red, the oak tree, is non-binary. That's it. That's the whole reason. The oak tree is non-binary, and by introducing these kids to a non-binary character, we are going to corrupt them. I don't know what else I can say. I hate it here. So, Chaos has come to us with a banned book, because no book should be banned. We should all be free to read whatever we want to read. And we're going to leave it at that because I'm not going to get into a rant right now. So, read banned books, guys. That is my quick little beginning of April TBR at least. Let me know what you think below, whether you've read any of these. Let me know what you plan to read in the month of April, and I will be back soon with more weekly wrap-ups, more books coming on the TBR, and maybe some tags and things like that. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope that you stay safe, have a great week or weekend, and most importantly, drink great coffee. Cheers.